How's it going, guys, and welcome back to the Black Metal Rebellion. I'm your host, Jesse Morgan, aka Slammerella. I hope you guys enjoyed the Serenicide Chaotica short album that I put up there of my first metal band that I was ever in and ever recorded. It's not the best, but it's the first, so it is what it is. Hope you enjoyed it. Anyways, today we are going to be doing a response video. I haven't done one in like fucking Coon's age, so I think it's about time we did one, and thanks to Julian Gonzalez, we actually have a decent topic to respond to. Now this is a response to his video, Metal YouTubing Has Gone Downhill. I've kind of highlighted the 9 main points that he tried to make in the video, or did make, sorry, not tried, he did a pretty decent job. So going over the first one, I'm just going to kind of give my response to each little point. First point being, there being a basic lack of description of music in collection updates. As he said, someone would just pull out a random CD and be like, this is Lordi, Get Heavy. And then they would pull out, this is Black Sabbath with their greatest hits. Alright, that's the end of the video, see ya. And it's funny, it's kind of facetious. I know that there might be some collection updater videos out there that kind of do that. I'm sure they add a little bit more description than just like, oh, this is this album, oh, this is that album. But I see what he means. Like, if you are gonna, show off your collection, it would be nice to hear your opinion about it a little bit and show it off in detail, because I do notice some people do just kind of go, like, they'll show off the front, and then that's it, and then that's all of the album I see. Like, if I watch your videos, I kind of want to see what the front looks like, I want to see what the back looks like, I want to see what the inside, the disc and the booklet looks like. You don't have to pull out the booklet and show out every fucking page. You don't have to rip out the disc and show me the tray insert. But just a little bit more than the front cover would be nice if you're going to show off your albums. And yes, a little bit of description of what the music sounds like to you would be cool too. So I agree with that. Now the second point he made was people uploading less videos and less content now as things have kind of gone on throughout their YouTubing career. And I have noticed that some of the channels I used to watch back in the day have either put out less videos per week, maybe one video a week or one video every 2 weeks, and some have just stopped uploading altogether, maybe once every month or 2 months, and it's just like, oh man, it's a bummer, because some of these channels were really awesome and got me into doing these collection updates and reviews. So I have noticed that myself, that the videos and content have kind of plummeted a bit, so that's unfortunate. And the third point that he brings up is kind of a continuation of the second point, that being channels have just outright disappeared and shut down, either be it because YouTube has decided that they need to be censored and deleted or demonetized, and it's bummed people out and they've shut their channels down, or they've just either lost interest in the metal YouTubing hobby, or they've maybe grown jaded with the metal community and no longer feel as a community, so why be in it? So yeah, I've noticed that some channels have completely disappeared. I have an entire list of dead channels here, or channels that have just completely vanished off the face of the earth. I'll run down a few at the end of the video here, but yeah, it's unfortunate. There's at least 10 and 13 channels that are just completely dead that used to be a thing back in the day. Point number 4 he was making was the metal YouTubers in general were showing off kind of similar bands and albums, maybe too similar and too repetitive. Like the new Leviathan was the big thing that came out and everyone had to show that off, and then the new Immortal, and then the new Shining, and all that. Everyone got that and they're all collecting it. And then on top of that, maybe a few bigger named black metal bands that kind of was in a circulation and everyone was showing them off back in the day. And he did make a point to saying that, like, when he joined and started really doing the metal YouTubing thing himself, it was around 2017 where black metal collections were at its peak, and now it's kind of run its course and over now, and you don't really see that many metal YouTubers showing strictly black metal or a lot of black metal albums. So that is also slightly unfortunate. However, I tend to notice that things come in waves. Black metal clearly came and went. I think slam came and went, or brutal death metal came and went at a point too. However, he's also trying to point out that there needs to be a little bit more variety as well. He misses the black metal kind of peak and everyone showing off cool black metal stuff, but he also recognized that there needs to also be variety in what's being shown in the collections to keep it interesting in the metal YouTubing community. I don't know. I don't know if I want to use it or not. I say community because it's the easiest way to describe all of us, even though we're not as friendly and as all accepting as we probably should be. The fifth point Julian was making was that people need to put more effort into their videos. I agree with that, but at the same time, there are YouTubers out there that do put seemingly a lot of effort into their videos, putting a lot of description in, putting in a lot of edits, putting in like extra pictures here and there to show what they're talking about, maybe put in some tidbits along the bottom, maybe add in some extra like noise or sound effects to be funny, or complement whatever they're talking about as well. But there are some that just do the bare minimum. They get on here, they chat about shit, and then they're off again. And it might not even be the most articulate. It might not even be the most entertaining. It could be just like a monotone voice throughout the entire thing, and they're not super passionate about what they're talking about, seemingly. Maybe they are, but maybe they just don't show it the best way. 6 is, he was talking a little bit about black metal werewolf and the like, where they have a little bit more entry-level topics and talk about more entry-level types of bands. And it seems like most people who get on YouTube that are looking for metal suggestions or punk suggestions or just like extreme music in general have mostly already gotten past the entry-level stuff like Motorhead, Iron Maiden, Slayer, Metallica, Megadeth, Burzum, Darkthrone, etc., etc. And each genre, like, they've gotten past the big four of each genre. So I think he's trying to say that there really isn't too much point to posting a lot of entry-level video content, unless you're trying to specifically get more popular, because the more entry-level the bands are, the more popular the bands probably are, which means the more draw you are probably going to get to your videos. However, it depends on how you want to conduct yourself and what you want to talk about. But yes, I have noticed there are a few channels that, like Black Metal Werewolf, focus quite a bit on mainstream or entry-level metal or whatever bands. I have noticed that too, so that's point 6. Point 7 is there's apparently too many Metalhead box reviews and unboxings. Now the thing about that is I'd say that's somewhat accurate, but also somewhat, in his opinion, he feels there's too many unboxings every end of the month or every beginning of the month whenever you get the box, that it gets oversaturated and boring, because once you've seen one box, you've pretty much seen them all. At least that's what I'm getting from what he's trying to say. I'm kind of, one hand, I'm like, yeah, now that it's kind of picking up steam and there's a lot more people interested in the Metalhead box and more people buying it and more people wanting to show it off and make channels strictly to show off their Metalhead box reviews and unboxings, it has gotten a slight bit oversaturated. But at the same time, the Metalhead box is a great service and it comes with a lot of really cool items. So I understand the hype and the interest and the want to show it off and talk about it, because A, it gets views, B, it's interesting. It's like the new big thing right now, and they've kind of really got a good business going for themselves with the Metalhead box. I congratulate them. They're doing everything great for the most part, and unfortunately I myself can't afford one right now because I've been putting my money into production for demos and other things, and just stuff that isn't, you know, a $50 a month box or a $40 a month box, because I only have about $40 or $50 of extra spending money a month at the moment. So it has to go to where I feel it needs to be more important. And right now it's not just extra kind of frivolous money that I can throw around right now. I'm trying to get things done. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get a box for a bit, and if I do, it'll probably actually be thrash, because in my opinion, this is going left field, but in my opinion, the last few boxes that have included black metal is kind of black metal that isn't really my taste anymore. If I'm gonna go get black metal, it'll probably be like straightforward, venomous, raw black metal. It's not gonna be like this slow, atmospheric, doomy DSPM type of stuff. It just has no energy. There's like I'm in a like a thrash and punk kind of phase right now where I want everything that's energetic and fast and rebellious and crazy. I'm not really trying to be doomy and gloomy and grim and brooding right now. So anywho, I digress. The 8th point he makes is there needs to be more attention to detail in album reviews, not just be like, yup, the name of the album is Get Heavy, my favorite songs on this are Devil is a Loser and Monster Monster and Would You Love a Monster Man, and it's about 45 minutes in length. That's it. That's it in my review. I agree that if that's going to be the entirety of your review, you probably shouldn't do reviews. But on that note, if you are passionate about doing reviews, please do them, because there needs to be a lot more reviews out there. There needs to be a lot more examination of music and what it entails, and reasons why people should or should not spend their money on this stuff. And my advice would be to stop doing reviews like that and maybe do them a little bit more detailed, like Julian is suggesting. Talk about the music if you can, talk about what the guitar is doing, the drums are doing, talk about what the overall feeling you get when you listen to the song. Is it a happy song? Is it a sad song? Is it a grim song? Is it an energetic song? Pardon me. Is the vocals growly, or are they clean, or are they demonic and high? Or like, just talk about what is all going on, and maybe give your thoughts about what they could do better, or what could have been worse, or just things like that. So definitely more detailed reviews would be good if you plan on doing reviews. And the final note that he puts on here, the 9th point, is don't be afraid to mix up your content and add variety to your channel. I know that when I get stuck in a rut and I can't think of any topics to discuss in the metal world or punk world, I focus on doing collection updates. So I do fall into that little tendency of sticking to just one type of content upload if I'm in a rut and I don't know what to talk about. However, if I really thought about it, I probably could come up with some stuff. I could do top 10 lists, I could do reviews, I could upload some music if I'm allowed to via the artist or myself or whoever. I could promote different bands. I could talk about the current big issue going on in metal right now, or talk about just different things, you know. I could spice it up a teeny bit if I really put some thought into it. But there are channels out there right now that are doing these things that he's talking about, but then there's also a few that have been sliding and have been just letting their content kind of just get stale and beige and maybe a little bit boring. I'm not gonna name names on that aspect, but I do want to take maybe about 5 minutes now to talk about some metal YouTubers you can check out. Now, the big guys, obviously, Runner JMA, Count Blagarath, Infidel Amsterdam, Heavy Metal Entertainment, J-Hoff Films, Black Metal Werewolf, the Punk Rock MBA, excellent new channel that's popped up recently and talks about a bunch of cool stuff in metal and punk, so definitely check him out. Finn McKenty, awesome dude. And also the Rageaholic, he's hilarious. I like some of the retrospects he does on different bands like Gorgoroth and Judas Priest and all them. He also gets a little bit political. I'm not really into politics, but if you are, he also does some kind of anecdotes about that stuff. And then there's also still Cover Killer Nation. I don't know what you guys think of him, but he's still around doing stuff. Most of the time it's just live streams or charity streams or whatever. He might do the odd review still, but he's still around and active. Now, the other ones that you can check out that aren't the big guys, I mean, Kenyon Bickle sort of is, so maybe he's kind of like in between the big guys and just kind of the others. But Kenyon Bickle still, I think, occasionally does stuff, but he had a lot of good collection updates back in the day. Some rare, not well known, some pretty big name stuff, so you get a fairly decent mix there. Now, besides the obvious suggestions that I might have for you, being the United Rebel Alliance, the amazing group of YouTubers that I have with me that you can find on the front page of my channel, and a big list under the United Rebel Alliance. Check them out, please, obviously. But besides them, there are some few other people in the YouTube metal community that may have not got the limelight shone on them yet. Please go check them out. They are the following. I recently just subscribed to Darcy Six Strings, 9 Lives, mostly because L, aka L's Toxic Trace now, was talking about them. So definitely check out Darcy Strings 9 Lives. Check out L's Toxic Trace. Another kind of cool guy that talks about thrash, and nowhere near as much as I'd love him to, and I'm talking about Julian Lopez. Definitely check him out. He talks about thrash, and me being in a thrash phase right now, I really enjoy his content. So check him out. Cool dude. Also check out the Disciple of Sound. He recently returned and he's doing all of his vests. So I think he did a random death metal and whatever vest, and then he just recently did his black metal vest, and he's probably going to do a few more because I know he's got probably like at least 4 or 5, maybe 6 of them. So he's back. Check him out. Full Metal Ginger is another one. He does collection updates, but he also makes them really interesting. Check out ReviewTube 2012. He talks mostly about deathcore and metalcore from what I've seen and can remember, but I also know he talks about like death metal and maybe a little bit of black metal and Black and Death and sprinkling in some other stuff there, maybe some folk metal, I don't know. But yeah, check him out. There's also Black Star Vinyl, which I recently subscribed to. He comments a lot on one of our United Rebel Alliance members' channels, Jaxby the Ripper. So I kind of saw him there and I decided to check him out. Then there's my good buddy from Lethbridge, Alberta, Desi Wood. Check him out. He hasn't posted, I don't think, recently, but he does have quite a bit of a back catalog of collection updates to check out, so go do that. There's also Metal Viking 82, really cool dude. He has a very wide variety of stuff he collects. Once again, deathcore, death metal, black metal, metalcore. He has some like alternative metal. There's a lot of different stuff he checks out, and he's a really cool, kind guy, so please check him out. Next up is Eric Bauer, a little older, a little bit more seasoned. He talks about some obviously older material and mostly fairly rare stuff. From, you know, my point of view, it is at least fairly rare and obscure. So if you want someone who's more seasoned and knows what he's talking about and is a little bit older and has been around the scene, check out Eric Bauer. As well, there's the Kylo Ren Experience. I don't remember his last video that he put out. It's been a while, but he does also have a back catalog of stuff to check out, so check him out. Please also check out Marty Worm. Him and Brain Smasher kind of talk about each other back and forth, and their channels are not similar, but in the vein of collection videos, yes. They both have their own individual personalities and a way about presenting stuff, but they're good guys, and check them out. Mark G with a C, also recently subscribed to him a couple months back. Cool dude, talks about thrash and metal, like heavy metal, and the occasional, I think, death and black metal here and there. He seems to be close to Eric Bauer's age, maybe not quite as old. I don't know, I'm guessing they seem similar, sort of similar, but yeah, collection updates, cool stuff, check him out. There's also Natskog. He does this series called 10 Bands You Probably Don't Know About But Should, and he introduces you to 10 new bands that he thinks maybe you've never heard of and should have heard of. So he does that. He uploads his own music. He's got 4 or 5 different solo projects and the stuff that he's working on. He uploads those to his channel, sort of like what I do. If I ever release material, I upload it to my channel. So he's pretty similar, but he's from like from Scandinavia or Europe at least. So he has a little bit of an accent, but it's easy to understand. And also shout out to my boy Steven Goldberg. He's not your atypical like content creator, but he has a heart of gold. He's a really nice dude. He interviewed me that one time and talked about my channel and other things. Once again, he may not have the content that right away seems your average kind of content. He's very unique. He's very forthright with his personality and does quirky things. But like I said, he's passionate about what he's talking about. He's a really nice dude. He supports me all the time. He you know, talks to me pretty much every day or whenever he gets the chance. So I really want to, you know, give a shout out to Steven Goldberg. Thanks for being a good friend, bud, and looking forward to your new stuff. I can't wait to see the new way you present your content. Hopefully it's even better. All right, so the next couple of people I'm just going to quickly run through, but they also have channels. Brian Blaze, Marcus Blue Wolf, Thrash Till Death 55, Dustin Maruka, Down With This Sort of Thing, Graveyard Boy, Andrew Bellina, who also talks about like a lot of thrash, Alice Wormbath, Get Into It with Jason Hook, Pagefire. They kind of have like reviews, but they also have like how to make kind of parody videos, how to make gore noise, how to make black metal, how to do this and that. It's humor, but also kind of legit as well. It's like they kind of show you how to make these type of music styles, but also kind of add humor to it. And then there's Scott Waters, who used to be the vocalist for Ultimatum, great thrash band. And Gormac, who mostly does metalhead unboxings. He's a more seasoned dude and been around for a while, but he's also done some other stuff too, so please check him out. All right, so with that being said, I want to kind of give a shout out to all these kind of defunct, dead, or no longer uploading channels. They were great when they were around, and I wish any one of them would make a return. So shout outs to Death Metal Fan, The Metal Cowgirl, Matt Deacon, Calvin Hoverstein, Broski 1387, aka Bailey Reynolds, Fiendful Creep, aka Worship the Pizzagram. Please come back, bro. Please. We miss the fuck out of you. Everyone in the metal YouTube community misses you. Please come back. We love you. Final Snow, Jacob Alexander, Cream of Music, Goro Stern. You, mister, need to also come back. You are an awesome channel. Ross Hodo, he talked about a lot of hardcore stuff and a lot of like power violence. He has shit up, go check it out, but he hasn't posted in a year. And then there's Julian Throne, JM Throne, he posted stuff. I wish he'd come back. There's Backmasking. He was one of those dudes that would post the most obscure, rare black metal I've ever seen or heard of. So check that out. I think he still has all stuff up there, but he hasn't done anything for probably 2 years. Dank Buds and Black Metal, he also had quite a bit of obscure rare black metal and death metal and stuff like that. He could come back anytime. And the Metal Monster, he seemed to be making some progress and really getting popular pretty quick, but then all of a sudden nothing. So yeah, shout outs to all of these channels. Thank you, Julian Gonzalez, for posting your video, allowing me to give a reason to shout out all these channels. And thank you for making like the 9 very valid points that you did about how metal YouTubing has maybe gone downhill since the black metal peak of 2017. Anywho, that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Please go check out all of these channels. I will be listing every single one of them in the description box below, in the order that you most likely will enjoy them. That's it for me. For Glory, for the Rebellion and the Alliance, Slammerella out.